Hey, welcome back. This is Friday Fuel. I'm excited to have you here. As always, this is Aidan, the founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club, and I want to take a moment just to reflect. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the shelves behind me are bare. So we're moving house. It's an exciting time for us as a family, but also a time of contemplation, a time where we created so many memories in this home. This is where we brought our kids home to. This is where we created them. This has been our family home. And this has been the home that the majority of our married life has been spent in. The good news is that we're not moving too far away, and therefore we still have the same community, we've still got the same friends, the boys are going to still go to the same school, and we're not, there's not too much upheaval in the world around us. But it doesn't mean that we're not sad. It doesn't mean that there isn't apprehension. There is a challenge on the horizon. The home that we're moving to needs a little bit of work. In fact, it needs a whole lot of work. This home has been our sanctuary. We saw out COVID, we've seen out job changes, we've seen out the birth of both of our boys, and we've created this unique family environment. We're comfortable here. Everything is as it should be, and we don't require much input from everyone around us. But in a new environment, we're going to have new challenges with the boys as they settle in, I'm sure, and we're going to have to find our feet, and we're going to have to live in a bit of chaos, that state of chaos as you try to find your rhythm in a new environment, in a new home. And ultimately, we need to make that house, which is what it is today, a home. And ultimately, it's us that creates that home. It's our love, it's our honesty, it's our openness, it's our vulnerability, it's our connection and our ability to build connection that gives us a chance at finding our feet quickly and creating a new stable home environment for the boys. But of course, we dictate the tempo. That's you and I. That's our partners. We dictate the tempo. We dictate the environment that they grow up in. And that's where sometimes the tone that we set can lead us to conflict. And I say that because at times we're exhausted, we're shattered. At times we're drained and our energy resources are depleted. We have decided to change. So in times of change, we need to up our performance levels. We need to up our leadership. We need to guide from a position of strength and confidence, as I always say. But also, we need to be more present. We need to be more connected to what our kids need in these times of upheaval. It builds their strength. It builds their confidence. And it helps them develop the mental muscles to be more resilient in life. They have to adapt to new environments. They have to be able to take things in their stride, just like you and I. But if we're weighed down by the weight of the world around us, if we're weighed down by the challenges that we faced in the past, this can inhibit our ability to lead by example, to give our children exactly what they need. This episode, as with many episodes, will be raw and unfiltered. I don't believe in putting a filter on the conversation that we have. I don't believe that I should sugarcoat any of this, and I certainly shouldn't project the world that is perfect, because no family is perfect. No lens that I apply can cover the cracks that often appear. I can sugarcoat it, I can polish it, I can give you the filter that you want to see. But what are you going to learn? What am I going to learn? What am I going to help you tackle if I'm feeding you dishonesty, if I'm creating mistrust, if I'm leading you astray, if I'm not creating that open window to what the realities of fatherhood are? Look, I love being a dad, I love my kids, I love my partner, and at times there are moments in absolute chaos where I'm shattered, exhausted. But I understand my role, I understand the influence that I have, and I understand the devastating impact that your mental health can have on those that you love the most. And that's why Friday Fuel exists. That's why the resources exist all the resources that I've created for the Modern Fatherhood Club, they're all designed to help you stay on track. The New Dad Recharge is designed to help you reflect. It empowers you to take on new challenges with greater clarity. All the ebooks that I've created are designed to see you through early fatherhood, the early challenges, all the things that can catch you off guard, all those things that you need to connect to have the impact in the early days, to have that influence. And what I'm most proud of is how you support your partner as she returns to work. Because I think in today's society that's massively overlooked by you and I. I believe that we overlook the importance of that support network that she needs, and it starts with us. So in times of change, in times of upheaval, in times of stress, you need, like I do, to take a step back, to look at it through the realities of fatherhood, that lens that we apply, that perspective that we apply to the world that we live in. Our children will always need us to be on form. Our children need us to step up and lead by example. But we must ensure that we have the qualities to do so. We must ensure that we demonstrate how that is done through our characteristics, through our values. We must teach them that setback is inevitable and that learning from the setback is what draws us toward something more powerful, something that gives us more power. Look, fatherhood is the greatest gift. That moment when you hold your son or daughter for the first time, the flood of emotion, that rawness that leaves you exposed. It's more than a gift. It's an opportunity, a chance to slow down, a chance to be grateful for the world around you, and a moment to breathe it all in and appreciate the beauty in the small things. I remember our eldest's first breath. I remember that pause as I waited to hold him. I also remember being in awe of the power and the strength of my partner. No gas, no drugs. Our baby boy was birthed naturally. And never have I seen anything as unique, as powerful as her focus, her determination, her willingness to ride out the pain, to stay committed to her plan. That's what fatherhood is. It's determination and a willingness to ride out the pain, the storm, all while staying committed to our plan. The challenge that we face, often there is no plan. But why? Because we're determined to see it through and roll with the punches. That's not the odd punch from your over-enthusiastic toddler, but it's the punches from the world outside, those that catch you off guard, that pressure to provide, protect, meet the next deadline, chase that next paycheck, get that new job or promotion. Or is it that we've just reached our peak and we don't need to go any further? Have you ever thought of it like that? I think some of us find early comfort and we're happy with our role, we're happy with our progress. But for some of us, I think we've still got something to prove, something to give. To who? I don't know. I don't know about you, but for me it was that I felt like a failure. Here I was holding our newborn baby boy and I was struggling to see. I was struggling to see where my next step was. At the time I was happy. Married life was great and the pregnancy had gone to plan. We had paternity leave all together, minimal interruption, and time just spent finding our feet. Let me tell you, uninterrupted time with your newborn baby gives you a new lease of life. It's tiring as you battle against the lack of sleep whilst trying to understand what baby's really after. But it is a welcome pause, a time to just enjoy the simplicity of the world. It's a chance for you to just drink in the emotions that are flooded into the rooms that you're in with baby. I remember getting back to work. That's when I started to feel the pressure. It wasn't the role, it wasn't the people. It all boiled down to cash in our pocket, a reduced commute, and some much needed balance. The problem, whilst I'd explored plenty of options, I really wasn't sure what I wanted. And I wanted to do something more, but I wasn't clear on my chosen path. Why? Well, I had a grand plan back in the day and it fell through. All because I feared failure. That left me in a career that I enjoyed but didn't love, and it created a ceiling on my earnings. So what did that mean for me as a new dad? I needed an out and we needed more money. That's how I thought of it. But what I failed to appreciate was the move. Whatever move I made wouldn't make me happy. It would give me more money to provide, but there wasn't much else. And that can leave you fighting for clarity. I started a new role. It ticked all the boxes. More money, less commute, better balance, and more time at home. But it offered little else. My initial view, wait it out. Take a pause, breathe it in and move on. See how you get on with a less stressful role, and then build up to finding something different, something more challenging, something that will help you feel like you're contributing more. I found myself lost, unfulfilled, and I'm lacking any chance to progress. What happened? Well, it eroded my confidence and self-worth, and it started to impact my home life. As the time passed, I became more and more isolated. I was less interested in the work and I was more focused on the negatives. It became all-consuming and it stopped me going all in on my relationship with my boy and my relationship with my partner. So what's the lesson? You're going to make decisions. Some are right and some are wrong, and it's how you adapt under pressure and in the event of a wrong step that will set you apart. This one misstep, well, it had a catastrophic impact on my short-term mental health. Longer term, it opened up a new door, more money and greater opportunity. But in the midst of it, you don't see that. And ignoring your instincts and failing to connect with what's important and the impact of your decision making, well, that can leave you questioning whether or not you're right to lead and whether you are capable of being the dad they need you to be. As a new dad facing a new future and a new role, you need to acknowledge the sacrifice and commitment necessary to lead. You need to recognize that sometimes you're not going to have it all figured out. You need to take a step back and stop putting everyone else's needs above your own. You need to understand the cost of indecision and the benefit of positive changes. You need to realize that you're not going to have it all figured out. And that's okay. Yes, our objective is to set the tone, but I recommend a period of reflection, time to plot your next move, a moment to understand any challenges you've faced and focus on what really is important to you and where the motivation to change needs to come from. That last step, well, it's so important. You see, linking your decision making to those you love and the impact it has on them and their future helps you find a clarity to make changes. So why do this after baby arrives and not before? Well, ask yourself, what connection did you feel before baby arrived? You, I guess, were excited, a little apprehensive maybe, but until that moment arrives when you meet your baby for the first time, this isn't something real. It's not something tangible, something you can hold in your hands. But the moment baby is placed in your arms, something shifts. The rush floods you and you start to feel the draw of the connection. The dad they need is shaped over time. There isn't a blueprint and an immediate need to make changes or pursue something different. But the pull is there. You will feel it. It will move you inside. And I remember our first birth in detail, but ask me about Maxie, our youngest, and I struggled to recall some of the detail. Why? My resources and energy were depleted, and with a mind elsewhere, I was distant, distracted, and trying to hold it all together. The reason we need to focus on what's important and how it can impact those we love is because the clarity gives us confidence. It gives us strength, confidence in our decision making, confidence to focus on the longer term impact of those decisions. It gives us the confidence to put family first. It gives us the confidence to set new expectations, both at home and at work. But when your confidence is low, you ignore the impact of the mistake, and instead you focus on the mistake. As a dad, you have to be more confident. You need to trust your instinct, and you need to be clear, crystal clear on your direction. I envy those that settle into the role and embrace the challenge of just stepping back and immersing themselves in all of the beauty that fatherhood brings. But I think for many, that's hard to do. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, and I'd lost confidence in my decision making and my ability to act in the right way. The combination of poor decision making, a stressful role, a poor diet, unreasonable expectations, both at home and at work, and an inability to say no to the demands of others, and just living in this constant state of stress and high anxiety that left me on the edge every day, well, it cost me so much. I lost sight of the warmth. The dad and partner they needed was lost, and I lost sight of what I wanted and what was important to me. You have a chance to reset, a chance to embrace a fresh start. Fatherhood gives us a new lease of life, hope, love, warmth and joy. But to be clear, we control how early fatherhood and the pressures of it shape the dad we become. Don't get lost. Focus on what's important to you and link it to how it will impact them. Want to clear? Write it down. Connect with it and revisit it every time that you need to make a decision. As your kids get older, they'll face unique challenges. Some you'll feel ready for, and others will just catch you off guard. But if you're clear on how you can lead, the impact that you have, and what they need from you, then you can pursue things that allow you to feel more complete, that push you and that allow you to feel more confident, both in your role as a partner and as a father. If you take anything from today, your decision making and pursuit of delivering what you think they need versus what they really need can lead to burnout. Your kids don't remember the things you buy or the hours you work. They remember the moments you shared, the laughter, the connection, the love, the warmth, the cuddles, the stories. Your past shapes you, but it doesn't have to define you. Today, sir, is about progress. It's not about perfection. The day your children are born, you need to understand what's held you back. And you need to understand what's clouded your decision making. Those decisions, those mistakes, they are part of who you are. They're part of your growth. But the more you focus on them, the harder it is going to be to lead by example, to lead and guide with confidence, courage and strength. You want them to see who you really are. Who you really are is defined by your ability to shape the man they see. That every moment you spend growing and learning from your experiences, from your mistakes, well, that's another step forward to becoming the dad they need. And it's another step forward to becoming the dad you want to be. These last two are crucial to you having the impact you want to have. Your children won't always be small. The time and love you give them now is going to shape their future and create a bond that can't be broken. Reinforce that with little moments that matter, and those little moments are the foundation of the legacy that you're going to leave. And if you take anything away from today, I want you to take a moment to pause, breathe, and remember you're doing better than you think. And in reality, your presence in their life will have a far greater influence than you'll ever truly understand. You are the role model they need. Just be clear on how you want to influence who they become. Because my friend, you and I, we shape lives. We have been gifted this chance to change the course of their history. Don't overlook the role you play and how much they will lean on you to guide them on their journey. If you ever feel alone, remember that the Modern Fatherhood Club is here. We are a community helping you on your journey. Join us, share your story, and together we can keep pushing forward one day at a time. Look, the Modern Fatherhood Club will always have your back. We're always there to support you. We're there to challenge you too. We're there to help you uncover the clarity that you need to lead by example, to guide from that position of strength and confidence. From the moment they are born, you have a chance to reset. You have a chance to up the tempo, the energy levels, and create a quality environment for them to exist in. The world outside can stop you having the influence that you want to have. The world inside can throw you off course. Your role is to be the dad they need. You need to uncover your potential. You need to recognize that taking a step back and reflecting on your journey is growth. It's helping you shape their future. It's helping you plot the next path. I made many mistakes. I made judgment calls where I failed to trust my instinct, where I failed to take on board those little cues that you give yourself that say, this isn't right, this isn't the right thing to do. The fact that I ignored those cues, the fact that I had ignored my instinct, left me burned out, left me distant from my kids, left me on the verge of losing everything. So, look, Friday Fuel is here to offer you guidance. It's here to motivate you. It's also here to help you understand the realities of modern fatherhood. Your story may be very different to mine, but we are, and always will be, connected through the fact that we have this unique chance to shape lives. And that's why I encourage you to step up. That's why I'm encouraging you to reflect. It doesn't matter how old your children are, you can always take a step back and reflect on the joy. Reflect on those experiences that you have built over time with them. Reflect on the dad that you are, the man that you are, the characteristics that you display, how things outside influence who you are in the moment when you're interacting with them. If you take anything away from any episode of Friday Fuel and any of the resources, is that we all have a chance to shape a life. We all have a chance to grow. We all have a chance to challenge who we are, who we've become. And we all have a chance to reset. We can reset boundaries. We can reset expectations. We can create new goals. We can focus in on what's important. And it's the clarity that helps our decision making. The clearer you are, the more present you will be. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me on this journey. As always, the Modern Fatherhood Club has your back. You can check out our resources on the website, modernfatherhoodclub.com. You can see our progress on Instagram, so follow us there. You can grab any of our resources from the website. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so that you can listen on the go, and especially just before you interact with your kids on a Friday. This is Aidan. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again soon.